Hello, divine ones. Welcome. This is One Divine Light, and today the guides are going to be sharing a message and an activation, ioroso, a DNA activation, iotorokoroso, and a message. Anasiotorokorosо tekeresa, opening up to source, iotorokoroso tekeresa, 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 and bringing home ianasa tekeresa, this experience of the truth of who you are, the experience of self. And it is an experience because some of you might say that you have a belief in something, a belief system that you follow. And this is not a belief. You don't need to believe in anything, or you could believe in anything. Either way, whether you believe in something or not, this transmission and ultimately what you would call enlightenment moves beyond any belief or belief system. It's really a realization, that is experienced in not a system or belief. So, the time is now upon what you would call the earth, for humanity to expand, and rise up. Because there are many possibilities of like what you would call like world events. And even if you take this away from like a global idea and you bring it into like a personal, like your own self, there are many possibilities, many roads that you could travel down, and you are choosing in every moment which direction you wish to take, and you are choosing this by your alignment to a vibration, the vibration of truth, or the vibration of source, or that one sound, that one tone. So there is an energy, one energy, that vibrates, that resonates, what you would call a sound or a tone, and that is heard by all, and it is heard beyond like ears, beyond your physical ears. It is heard with internal ears, with an internal, and it's known with an internal knowing. And the time is now, and there are many possibilities or many outcomes, and you are choosing your way or your path based on your vibration, your alignment. And it's not that you are aligning to like a belief system, or you're aligning to a particular person. It is your alignment with your own soul, with source energy. And this is the alignment we speak of. And all things are this energy, vibrating at different speeds, different playing different frequencies. Yeah, is that right? Yes. You all have your own vibrational signature, which is a frequency. And they're showing me like, they're showing it to me like code. Is it like this, really? You are encoded, if you would, or you are yourself in a code. So we don't want you to think that, because sometimes people might have like an idea like I'm coded, like I have like a microchip or something. Like there's no fear, there's none of that here. So not saying like something's been implanted in you or something. No. It's an energetic code. And this energetic code is a frequency, and it carries within it all of the things that you have ever done. But when you think of you think of the person that you are now. Even when you think that you're going to die one day, and you might think like I'm going to have a rebirth or reborn, or if you believe in past lives, and if you have this idea, some of you still think it's like the you that you are today is going to like be born into another lifetime, or you're going to have another lifetime, and this is not the case. Because you think that you're like the personality structure, and it's not this at all. As they have explained before, now they're bringing me back to a previous transmission where they explain this. What happens when you leave the body, and like this. So, we would like to say that everything is just okay. You see, everything is happening according to plan. What is the plan? It is divine plan. Based on whatever is your highest good, your highest expression. What does that mean when we say highest good? What does highest good even mean? It means divine expression. It means what you would call divine timing. It means divine manifestation, divine expression. That's what that means. According to your highest good. So you might think of it as the personality self, like, oh, this is my highest good. And what they're saying is, yes. And really the highest good is according to your soul's highest good, according to divine truth. This highest good, you didn't come here like a willy-nilly. There is like a plan for you. In some ways has been chosen by you, and in all ways has been chosen by you. According to the things that you have done, the things that you have experienced, and the things that you need to experience. You need to experience, and the things and the ways that you need to manifest. Manifest upon this earth. Within this dimension, and in this dimension, this dimension is a frequency. You can think of it like an octave. That you would play like a piano or an instrument within an octave. And within this octave, you are playing certain frequencies. And it's now time for you to move up, like dimensions and octaves, like this. So you might be playing a similar song, but the song that you would play in this third octave, for example, would sound very different in the fourth, and in the fifth, and etc. To the point where it wouldn't even sound recognizable anymore. In this same way, humanity is changing, and there are a lot of different outcomes. So today, we wish to bring through a DNA activation to what you would call bring online, how you would call this bring online. Like what would be like dormant. That is dormant DNA. And how they're showing it to me is actually that this DNA has been online previously. So I'm just going to ask for more information and clarity around this. Okay. So, this DNA previously upon the earth plane, there have been other races, okay, on this earth plane, there have been other races, there have been others that have met fates, because they were very greedy, and they lost touch with the light of a divinity, or what you would call the light of God that is within. And we have talked about this before. They thought that they could be God themselves, because they thought that they would take matters into their own hands, and they thought that they could use technology to to create beings, to create very much like, I guess, what you would call our AI now. So they're showing me like a parallel of this. Even though it's different, it's similar to this in the way that they became very greedy and very dark within. Now recognize that they were always light, but they shut their own light source off. And this is what humanity does. They shut their own light source off. And we wish to be very clear about this because you have always been light and you will always be the light. And he could say, you are here to, and you can experience light within this dimension, within this field, and the light is being known with beyond intellect. Known within this field now. Being seated into this field. Now, please understand that the light is always here. These beings, this race of people, met with like an unfortunate ending of their civilization. Because they turned off the lights. They wanted to turn off the lights, and ironically, they wanted to turn off the lights thinking that they would be their own power source. But the issue is, this came from like an egotistical, like a personality self state. And because of this, they shut the lights for everybody. And that was it. The end of the race as they knew it. Done. But they have learned, and they are continuing to learn on other planes of existence. And so humanity now has many choices, and they can continue to shut off the lights, or they can open to light source. Light source it is. So it is, so it is, so it is. But there are those that don't wish, that are being dragged, kicking and screaming, because when the lights have been turned on, you can see that you see everything that you held in the dark. And that is what's happening now. So sometimes you might see things as very chaotic, and it might feel very sad or depressing. And you might think, what is this world coming to? However, we wish you to know, and we wish to say, this is of the very utmost importance, that sometimes when you shine the light, you see everything that's been hidden in the shadows and everything that's been stuffed down that wishes to be reknown and reclaimed as light. If everything is one source energy, or everything is of the light, and it is taking a manifestation, on this earth plane is taking a manifestation that has been dimmed its light because within this earth plane, so for this example, okay, you are a like a soul or a spirit, whatever you like to call that. We like to say you are a vibrational frequency and or signature, yeah, and you take a form. But first, before you have a vibrational signature, you are a vibration that takes a signature, that takes a form. Okay, you are one source that is always one source that takes a signature and takes a form. Or you could say takes a soul and takes a form. But first you are this energy, and then it takes the soul and a signature. A soul and a signature and takes a form. Okay. Now, once you do this, you are here. To have an expression upon this plane of existence. You are here to take an to express upon this field or existence. And the light, so as you come into this form, you are creating this separateness. This body creates like a container that creates like an idea of separateness. You're never separate, but it's an idea of separateness. And as so, or as such, your vibration lowers to exist, if you would, on this earth. You could have said to exist on this earth. You could have said and as you open up to the light, it's not that you're just going to rip the costume off. It's that you open up to the light, and you like acclimatize to it, and you start expressing it within the field. And as it is being expressed into the field, those that have never seen the light, or have never even heard of the light, or have been told by belief systems that the light only exists outside of them, and they are born in sin, and or there is a light that exists within them. However, there is ultimately something outside of them that is bigger or greater than them. And we would say that this is actually a falsehood. And we would say that you are all this greatness. Actually, there's not something outside of you that is greater than you. There is something in you that is this great thing that you think is outside of you because you haven't experienced yourself as it. And this is an experience. You are it. But you don't feel that way. And there's no blame here. It is just this remembering. First, you may hear our words, and you may know that there's not something so much greater outside of yourself. It is opening up to the greatness that is within yourself, in which you realize that all things are this greatness, and that is this a body that you wear, and this idea of separateness, this plane of existence that you are manifesting within, this plane of existence and the physical body that create this feeling of separation, but no more. The separation is like being broken down, and it's happening slowly over time. Because you cannot ignore that your neighbor, your friends, your lovers, your partners, and the ones you dislike, are all source energy. Are all love underneath, cloaked, in this physical body. You see, and the thing is, actually, you don't see that. You see what you see with your eyes and the five senses, and you believe all that to be true. And so those that they fear the light, they fear the change, because they have never been told that they are that they are the light. And that is the greatest gift you give. When you see somebody and you see them, we've said this a lot of time, like on the streets, maybe they're experiencing homelessness, maybe they're experiencing something like addiction, or something that is but not that all those that are homeless are experiencing this, but they are saying, you might be experiencing something, or people might be experiencing something, or you may see people who are experiencing something, and you may say, pour them, let me give them some money. And wow, super helpful. And because you are living in this existence where people need money to get food, this won't always be the case. And it hasn't always been the case. This is a creation. This isn't a necessity. Money exchange for food. Money exchange for anything is not a necessity. Actually, in Isikara, this has been created. There have been civilizations previous. Thank you for that word. Okay, I was saying races. In Isikara, civilizations is the correct word. In Isikara, civilizations that have lived previously, in Isikara, that have not required this, You see, so, and they're saying we digress. We know we have said a lot, and we do wish to go back to the DNA activation, because this DNA has always been online. There have been many civilizations that had these aspects. That had this DNA like what you would call online. This DNA was like active. What is the right word for this? Okay, you can use active. It was showing it to me like a spark. It was online. Perhaps they'll give me a different word. And there was a wisdom that was alive and well. What you would call alive and well, manifested upon this earth plane. And then some became greedy and tried to hide like wisdom for themselves, or only for certain genders, or only for certain skin colors. And this is very nonsensical. And although it makes sense to those that wish to live in the dark, it makes sense to those that wish to create separation. However, there is no separation according to your what you would call your gender, or your skin tone, your background, your heritage, your culture. And I say all of this is so beautiful. And I said the diversity is so beautiful. The diversity is so beautiful. And there's those that don't wish to see it. That wish to create that separation. So it is very hard for them. And they come kicking and screaming. It is very hard for them to open to the light for many reasons. However, we wish to say, this DNA, and what you would call gifts, we would say is actually just a manifestation of your true state. You call them gifts, and you see them as gifts because you might say that someone, like how I'm bringing through this message, and others, and you might say, oh, well, they are gifted, and we would assure you that they are no more gifted than you are. So they're saying to me that I am no more gifted than you are, right? Of course. It may manifest in a different way, according to what it is that let's use that loosely, not personality self, but the divine that is me and that is here as me, needs to or wishes to express in this lifetime. According to this, I will bring through in through my personality self, through this expression that I call human, I will bring through this, and it is always my choice. So I could turn my back to this, and some days, and they're telling me, I'm just going to share this with you, some days I wish that that I could go back when it was easier. Well, what makes it easier? So they're telling me that they're telling you my secrets now, but I'm okay with that. Because sometimes it's challenging. Because I have to well, I don't have to. Right? I get to. Learn technology that I've never learned before, like with doing these videos and transmissions and bringing through the music and the binaural beats and the solfeggio frequencies and things that I'm doing in the background that you might not always see. So sometimes you see that I'm not here for a while. And I wish they're showing me, like, I wish that I was like, laying and, doing like nothing, but actually I'm learning a bunch of new things and doing things sort of behind what you would call behind the scenes. And some days it's very frustrating and I'm just like, oh, I know there's an easier way to do this. And they're telling me there is. When I move out of the way. And open up to divine plan instead of imposing my own plan in the sokarasa. So I've learned, and that's what they're saying, I've learned to step back, sokarasa, because it's easier that way. And but they want you to know this, in case you also experience the same thing as well, that there are the ups and downs, and what creates the ups and downs? It's the personality structure in ourself and the grasping in the ego at like, it should look this way and it should look that way. And, you know, that's what creates the suffering. And so now they're talking to me. So like, in according to like algorithms, and they're just bringing this through, like they're asking me to bring this through, and they are getting to the DNA thing, but they do want me to share this. So I will. And so they're saying like, okay, so sometimes I get very tense because I'm like, oh, well, there's no video. I really should be doing like a video, right? I should be sharing this like transmission, but I'm doing other things in the background, like learning how to use Ableton, which is a digital audio workstation. And so I'm learning how to do these things to bring through other music and frequencies and things that are being channeled in different ways. And so, but in the back of my mind, I still have all these ideas like, well, I should be doing this. And according to like the YouTube algorithm, I definitely should be doing something, right? Like, but I told someone that asked me about this, like in a session, and I said this, and they're just like confirming it. And I'll say it with you, divine time, like, these videos don't come in divine time. They don't come according to the algorithm. Sorry, they come in divine time, not according to the algorithm. So they don't come in the perfect, 11 minutes that I personally would love to share with you. I would love to share all these like little tidbits of 11 things. And, but you know what? It doesn't happen that way. The guides want to bring through a 60-minute message. And, people look at that sometimes and they go, well, I don't want to listen for 60 minutes. I want what's quick, right? And that's, what, that's the way that it is. And I need to let go of all of that in order to just show up and bring through whatever really is the thing. And so when I get, tense about that and think, oh, well, it's going to be long, or it's going to be this, or it's not going to be good for the algorithm, or I really should be doing this other thing, rather than what I am doing now, that's what creates the pain. That's what creates the suffering. And so actually, when I just step back and go, okay, I'm just going to do it according to divine plan and divine will, then it's not there. And they want me to share this with you. And so, because that is the sort of the realness of it all, is that I'm on this journey with you. And I have these moments too, where I'm like, oh, I want to do this. And then but it doesn't happen. It doesn't happen like that. Or something else happens, or I get a cold, or something happens to my body. And I'm like, oh, well, I can't do a video today. Oh, well, this is it, right? Like, this is it. And so they say, Anasori Shiana Takarasa Takarasa Takarasa, that it's all happening perfectly in divine time. So we wish to bring through this activation, the DNA activation that you need now. As you move what you would call forward, in the times you would call that are coming and ahead of you and that you're sitting in right now. Because there's like forks in the road, personally for you, and there's forks in the road, and collectively there's forks in the road. And I don't know why they're showing them to me like this, like 6 forks in the road. I'm not sure. But they are showing it to me, and in case it's important for some reason, I'm sharing this with you. There are forks in the road, and there are events that will take place that will call for humanity to choose. And these what you would call gifts, we would say is just your natural, what you would call birthright. For this energy to be manifest into the field, and to be expressed on this plane of existence. When they show me dimensions, they show them to me like layers. Like this. So when I'm doing this movement, this is like what they're showing me. This. Okay, let's begin, please. So if you say yes, we say yes. You would call it opening up to your divine gifts. so they may express upon this what you would call earth plane, your heart and our heart is one heartbeat that beats through every thread of existence. In all manifestations, this pulse, this beat, can be felt, can be heard beyond ears, and it can be known beyond intellect. Senere she pretenese kota sana shutenene sa lana shana korasa tikiata korata kerete kerasokota tikashkarata karasokota kerasokota kashkarata kosuke in sotere kashkata karasokota karasokota kerasokota kerasokota kerata kasota kerasokota kerasokota. So it's like code you korsota karasa that like brings this back online. You korsota kerasete kerasete kerasota kosutikashkarata and so take kerasete kerasota korsa, you are encoded if you would you korsota kerasete with a frequency that matches this, and it is like a perfect match, like harmonious, and that's what like puts the lights on or sparks it on. Anasaya chukorasata keresete keresota keresete shkorata teskorata kashkarata tashkorata kenesete keresokotashi. And with the Krishkorata, Sanata Kurasata, Shkarata, Sakarata, Kurasaka, Shkarata, Kishkarapata, Sikara Sakare, and a Sakotoshkara Praktasine, Karasota, Karakosota, Karata Sakare, Sakarata, Shkarapraktasata, Shkaratas, and a Sukurata, Kishkarapata Sakare, Tokoto, Shina, Shubraktasata, Shkarata, Korata, Shkarata, and a Sukurata, Karasota, Shkarata, Sakata, Karasata, Korata, Koratachi, Amana, Shkurapete, and Watata, Nekratota, Jikarata, Kunin, and Shkaramana, Shkurata, Takanata put a teach, Karbatek, Niskorata, coding, take a corrected walk to Nishwa, and you take walk to we to weep, take to speech, Kuratakin on a Shabrach, no Shwabere, and a Karota Kreberish, Kodi, the British, the British, Kurata, Kuri, the Notish Kanana, Shwara, and actually in Manash, whatever, and a Swedish Kurata, Shanamasha. And it's quite a care so take a brashanish one anyway, and I order to be shown a manage with a baby shoulder to do a grass, a garate, and a watch garade, the marashwene. And a sweaty shin and a squared shwene, curate, brashana, curate, take a sword, can a sort of scaratak, soda, carasata, soda, breakfast, Scottish, breakfast, squares, so they be share, and a squared square, big square, rich, but a chicken, manage what so they, and about the soda, they better shut up, but they go to see a soda, better square, they go to shut up, Shman and a sweater, and a soda, they wish whether what could they shred, what it says, take a racket, goody, secret, sugar. And a sort of Kinesara Kurisikara Sato Kurere Square Carasso, they did a Shwana to say the word at Sudi Beshi. And a sort of Beneshe. And a sore chicama, Tana, Shana, Carasati, and a segure take a Saracaso, the Cabaracasana, Carasara, Shakarata, Casireti, and I can eat she got a Baracasa, Carasari, she, a Barcasara, Carasata, Carasari, Kursak, Barashe, and a sate, can I say, she, when I say, and I say, te, when I she, and Anana, Shuana, Shkora, take a second, to Kurasete, and a sana, she, when I sent was said to say his show. And I said, I shared it. And I said, take it, and I said, in a way, say, and I say, and I said, and I say, and I say, karasata 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 karasa 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 and a sekarasa karasa 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 karasata 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 karasa and a sekarasata karasata 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 kara and a sekarase karase 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 karasata karasata kara and a sata karasata karasata karasa karata karasa nasa kata karasata 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 tashakata. And I say, Shiana, Takanasai, Shala. Anasaya Lashana Karasana Shi Anaya Sorosho Kanai Lanaya Sayatanaya Shi Anana Satana Sho Sanashikiana Sitareshi Tikareseteshi Anasatata Shanana Sata 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 Shahalasha. Anasori shiakata se anasho emeana showe ma kudo sobi anashoi. Inimeme showa mama sukima ma shoema. Maya showi mi asununo matna shwana nekia na swine kene snowene she alasa. And so it is, as it has always been, and is your birthright. Yokoroso is your natural state of being. Anasaya taya sodi shiana karasai takarasa takarasa. And now they're saying like go. And ikarasa takarasa, like see the light. In ikarasaya takarasa, open to the light and see the light. Yokoroso, see the light. Plant the seeds of light. Yotoro koroso takarasa takarasa, open to your gifts. In ese takarasa, what you would call gifts. Yokoroso takarasa takarasa, we would say open to your truth. In ese karasata karas, to what you are deserving of, and what wishes to express through you, according to your divinity, anasaite karasa, according to your soul. And love, they're sending love. And I say, and I say, okay, anasaya raisho kanasaya nasokoroso tekinasi shi akanasa takarasa takarasa. And so they say they are very grateful anasakarasa for this opportunity anasakarasa to akarasa takarasa takarasa connect with you anasaya torokoroso takarasa and to speak with you in isudokoroso beyond words in akarasa takarasa. And they're saying converse with you arasakarasa beyond words. That's the word they want to use. So I'm using it. Anasaya takarasa 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 takarasa, and they love you deeply. Anasakarasa takarasa takarasa, anasoy takarasa, and they are like sending this ikurasa, and they're blowing it. Asakarasa like how you would blow like a dandelion, and all the little pieces or seeds go out. Ikurasa like this. Ikurasa love to you. Anasaya takarasa 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 takarasa. We love you. Anasaya Torokoroso. Okay, thank you so much to the guides for sharing in this transmission today. And thank you, as always, for sharing in this transmission with us. And as always, we're sending you so much love. Thank you.